This I-Team investigation will make you look at your dishwasher in a whole new way.
Across the nation, homeowners are reporting fires in some of the most popular brands. Agit Lamore says it's happened here, too. She joins us with her investigation.
Well, what we found raises an alarming question about you and your family's safety when you run your dishwasher, if it's one of hundreds of thousands made right here in Ohio.
Flame shooting out of the side of it looked similar to what you would see from a benzene torch.
It happened in northern Kentucky.
It was making a hissing and a whistling sound and blowing out just smoke.
And on the west side of Cincinnati.
But if we were sleeping, I don't know what could have happened.
The simplest of household chores suddenly turned into a household danger.
It was out of control.
And not just in the tri-state. Nationally, fire investigation reports we obtained don't zero in on a cause, but they do show a potential problem, with homeowners and some investigators blaming dishwasher fires for this damage and even a death at this Oregon home. Working with sister EW Scripps stations across the country, from Florida to Arizona, Michigan to Colorado, we found stories of unexpected damage.
And you can see a little bit of the motor.
This is what's left of this dishwasher in Kansas City.
Flames out of the dishwasher.
Kenneth Logan suffered smoke inhalation and $150,000 in damage to his home.
Then we looked over and smoke was coming out.
Jenny Miknovich in Holly, Michigan has this to show for her family's scare.
And it blistered the ends of all my fingers.
And Katrina Franks of Big Cabin, Oklahoma says she's lucky she was home before fire could spread. The federal government knows this is a widespread problem. Between March and November of 2011, more than 260 complaints related to dishwasher incidents were logged with saferproducts.gov, a public website run by the Consumer Product Safety Commission. Of those, more than half reported smoke or flames. While a few hundred potential disasters were made public in that online forum, our investigation uncovered that the CPSC knows of more than 1,600 reported problems with dishwashers in the last 5 years. Those complaints simply aren't shared with the public unless you ask to see them, which we did. In 80% of those cases, consumers reported a fire. We also wanted to know what brands are mentioned in those cases. The CPSC won't tell us until it gets permission from the companies involved. We've been waiting for 6 weeks, and while the government isn't pointing fingers at any brand, consumers are. As you read through these reports, the same brand names come up again and again. KitchenAid, Maytag, Kenmore, and the company that makes them all, Whirlpool. This is the plant in Findlay, Ohio, where the company makes dishwashers. But Whirlpool didn't want to talk to us on camera about the problems we found or what consumers suspect is causing those fires.
Mr. Fix-It I am, I took it apart because I'm going to repair it. And I found the board and it was all melted.
He's not the only homeowner who thinks so.
The control panel, you could see that it had been burned.
So many agree a class action lawsuit against Whirlpool clearly points the finger at a devastating defect in the control board. Attorney Charles Fax minces no words.
The problem is a defective design in the control panel.
That's a defect consumers believe exists in Whirlpool machines, which account for about half of the dishwasher complaints on saferproducts.gov. But consumers have reported fire and smoke in other brands too, including Frigidaire. While that company doesn't have as many complaints as Whirlpool, fire investigators believe a fire in or near a Frigidaire dishwasher killed an elderly woman in Oregon. Consumers have also complained on saferproducts.gov about Bosch and GE, though in smaller numbers. Fax says some fires have begun with the machine turned off.
The most shocking to me is a major manufacturer is not making people aware of this.
This is a dangerous issue, a serious safety and health concern.
Whirlpool says it builds its dishwashers with a component to turn off power in the unlikely event a control board overheats to limit damage. The company says it's investigating complaints brought to its attention and working closely with the appropriate agencies. GE says product safety is a fundamental commitment. All GE dishwashers meet third-party industry safety requirements. GE investigates reported safety issues and initiates corrective action when appropriate. You can read the company's full statements on our website. And if you want to know if other consumers have reported problems with a dishwasher you have in your house, well, we have put together all those unverified complaints on WCPO.com, along with a list of dishwashers that already have been recalled for fire hazards. Clyde?
All right, Hagit, you got our attention. And if you have a dishwasher, our investigation may be a bit troubling. After all, you have no way of knowing if it might burst into flames at some point. So we turn to consumer reporter John Matarese for some advice on protecting your family. John?
Well, Clyde, our partners at Consumer Reports magazine say home appliances, all sorts of home appliances, are to blame for 150,000 fires every year in the U.S. Now, no one wants to end up with a house or kitchen that looks like this, but a fire that engulfs your entire home is possible if you're away when a dishwasher catches fire. So Consumer Report says you should not take any appliance for granted. Consumer Report says when you buy an appliance, make sure you mail in the registration card so you will be alerted to any recall alerts. No card, or you threw it away? Well, then check for recalls at recalls.gov. That's the government's website. And I like this one. Consumer Report's best piece of advice: never run a dishwasher while you are sleeping at night or when you're going out and leaving the house alone. Consumer Report says there's no reason to unplug your dishwasher. That's because just a very small fraction of the millions in use have started these fires. But you want to keep an eye out. Clyde?
John, after all of this, we certainly will.
I think that's when most of us turn the dishwasher on, is when we're asleep or going away.
Probably not anymore.
Not anymore.